The first joke I ever told, I don't know. I know early on I did voices. I was always a good mimic from early on. I made my mother say, well, who's Eddie? Well, what does Eddie sound like? She used to say that to me. But what does Eddie sound like? I was always a cartoon by Daffy Duck or some shit. I walked around the house always doing voices to the point to where my mother, you know, was kind of annoyed with it. Well, who is Eddie? And what does Eddie sound like? What are you talking about? This is me. The first piece of good advice. Yeah, in the early days, I don't remember getting any good advice. I remember some bad advice I got years ago. I played the comic strip in Fort Lauderdale, and I was maybe 17 years old, and Rodney Dangerfield comes in. He bumps everybody. It's like, Dangerfield is here. You can't, Dangerfield's going up. So, and nobody wanted to follow him because it was Dangerfield, you know, he was but I was really like full of myself back then. So I was like, Mr. Dangerfield, after the show, will you watch my set? And he was like, yeah, sure, kid. So he goes up, he does, I get no respect. All that Dangerfield stuff. And the ceiling caves in with laughter, you know. Then I go up and I do my thing. And back then I was really dirty, and I did, you know, edgy racial stuff. And this is 1980, so it's like this kid on stage doing edgy racial stuff. And so afterwards, Dangerfield sees me and he's like, hey, kid, I don't know where you're going to go with that, you know, with the language and the race stuff. And what are you going to do? You need to do this now. And I was crestfallen. Cut to 2-3 years later. I got on Saturday Night Live and had gotten really successful. And I was in Vegas in the bathroom at Caesar's Palace, and I was at the urinal, and I had a leather suit on, and it was all of that period. And Rodney Dangerfield comes to the urinal right next to me, and I look over, and he looks at me and says, hey, who knew?